Hello and
No.
hello and welcome to the second and final day of the Community Justice through Safe and Healthy Streets Summit. My name is Caressa Gibbons. My gender pronouns are she and her. I'm mixed race. I have brown eyes, short black curly hair, and I'm wearing a white t-shirt. Over the last 3 years, the resident-led Active Transportation Alliance, Milwaukee Safe and Healthy Streets, has partnered with the City of Milwaukee Department of Public Works and other city departments such as the City Department of City Development, and as well as the Department of Health, with a goal in mind to implement our City of Milwaukee Complete Streets policy, which was passed in 2018. But prior to that policy passing, the local advocates such as the Wisconsin Bike Federation made their case for more community involvement in the development of the policy so that it was more accountable to those that experience the least desirable mobility options in the public right of way, particularly Black, Brown, Indigenous people of color in Milwaukee. With the power of the resident voice, the Complete Streets policy was advocated for, advised, and co-written by local organizations. Yesterday, in our day one summit, we heard from many local government agency representatives who shared their most recent process in implementing the City of Milwaukee Complete Streets policy. Today, we're going to hear from the community. We're going to hear from local organizations and residents who are incredibly passionate about safer streets in Milwaukee. I'm going to say a couple more things. One, I'd like to recognize Jessica Weinberg. She has served with the Wisconsin Bike Federation for almost 15 years before moving over to the county, and she passed this Safe and Healthy Streets grant on to me. And so, Jessica, I've learned a lot through this process. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I am very intimidated, but I also learned so much through this process. Again, it's good to be intimidated as a community advocate. Lastly, it shouldn't go without saying, this is very sobering, that this year there have been more than double of the amount of pedestrian crashes in Milwaukee County than this time last year. And over half of those deaths have occurred in Black and Brown neighborhoods. Reckless driving is a public health crisis, and I call upon our leaders as a community advocate to call it for what it is. It's a public health crisis. I call upon the mayor, the county executive, lawmakers, and other local government agency staff to call out reckless driving as a public health crisis. Traffic crashes are preventable, and one death is too many. There's a lot of exciting things going on through this grant, and I'm going to allow the community to share this information with you. And now I'm going to hand it over to essentially the proverbial mic over to a great mentor and colleague and friend of mine, Kate Nelson. Kate is a Milwaukee resident and Chief Sustainability Officer at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Kate has been instrumental championing a safer pedestrian and bicycle experience on campus for UW students and staff. Kate is also a founding member of the Safe and Healthy Streets Active Streets Transportation Alliance. And Kate, it's good to be here with you. I'm going to hand it over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Caressa. It's great to be here and see all the accomplishments from yesterday. And we'll hear even more about the great community members. So yes, I am Kate Nelson. I work at UW Milwaukee, and biking is a big part of my work there, but I come here truly as a community member. I go by the pronouns she, her, hers. I am a white woman, also wearing a white t-shirt, Caressa, wink, wink. I have brown eyes and short blonde hair. So thank you for having me. It's great to see this day coming forward. And I want to kind of gauge the audience. So let's start off with a little activity. I have 2 polls for you. So if I could have the first poll brought up. Feel free to fill in as many choices as you identify with. Hope you are all able to access the poll. Feel free to fill out both questions. All right, do we have some answers? I'm looking to my tech folks to see how we're doing on the answers. Is it working?
It looks like we have about 20% of the people voting right now. So get those votes in, folks. We've got a couple more seconds here.
Let's hear from you. Let's hear who's out there. Oh, we have a problem.
Yeah, but I think we could work through it. The thing is, I think it's mandatory that you select question one, but I don't know anyone here who, I think this is the big social experiment. So if you're in the chat, you could say, hey, this question doesn't apply to me. And that's the point, I think.
That's great. All right, let's, everybody put in for number one, the one you use least. Okay, here we go.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right. Didn't realize that. Learning something new every day. Ah, wonderful. So the first question, let me just point out that we all cross a street. We are all pedestrians. No matter what our major transportation choice is, we are always going to be on foot at some point. And it's great to see in number two. I love that we have answers in every category because everyone is welcome, no matter how much you think about safe and healthy streets. And so let's look at number two. The answer is you all on the majority, 55%, think about safe and healthy and equitable streets and access every day. That's fantastic. And I think that once your eyes are open, you almost can't stop thinking about it. So I want to leave you with a question I'd like you all to think about just for a moment and put your answers in the chat. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story first. So at UWM, just simply put, I found out through connections I had with the city that one of our major thoroughfares was going to be reconstructed. And no one at UWM knew about it. We serve over 20,000 students from all around the state, all around the city, about 3,000 to 4,000 staff and faculty, and we weren't even informed about a street renovation. So I'll leave you with this thought. If UWM isn't informed about their opinion of the streets running through their major university, who is engaged? And what community members are engaged? And that's where I was about 7 years ago, and that's what I was pondering. And so I want you to share in the chat, what was your aha moment that you and your community need to be engaged in your street design and access? And I really like emphasizing the word your street design. Let me see your answers in the chat. And as you are filling that out, I get to pass the mic over to Professor Snyder, who will take it from here.